Hi everyone, welcome to our children's story. And it is my favorite season of the church calendar. It is Advent, which means it's that time of the year when we celebrate the coming of Christ, both in the past, both in the future, and what it means for us in the present. So we celebrate the coming of Christ in the past. As we know, over 2,000 years ago, Christ came and dwelt among us. He was born in a manger. We know the story about the shepherds and the angel. And when Christ grew up, he did a whole lot of awesome things, including healing the sick, feeding the hungry, raising the dead to life. And he eventually died on the cross. And on the third day, he rose again. And Christ promises that he would come again. So now in the season of Advent, we get to celebrate Christ coming before, Christ coming again, and also what that means for us today. And one of the things that the advent of Christ or the coming of Christ means for us is hope. So our first theme of Advent is hope. So hope is our Advent 1 theme. Speaking of hope, I have got a little bag of first aid toolkit. And my first aid toolkit contains all of the regular stuff you can find in a first aid bag. Like there's scissors, there is adhesive for wounds dressings, there's gauzes, and a whole lot of other things you could use in an emergency situation to treat someone. Now, what does a first aid toolkit have to do with hope or Advent for that matter? Well, one of the things Jesus told us was to care for those who are in need, including those who are sick and those who are injured. In this way, we get to share the hope of Christ for the world. And if we can remember, Jesus actually told a parable or a story about a man who was attacked by robbers and he was left injured. And no, a whole lot of people passed by without caring for him, but a good Samaritan cared for him. A good Samaritan took care of his wounds and paid for his care. And Jesus told us that parable so we would do the same. And by doing such things, we share the hope that we have in Christ. And speaking of sharing the hope, our church, CCSJ, this Advent season is having a mission called the Advent Angola Action, which means that our church is partnering with the Angola Hospital to help raise funds for them to build or to purchase a standby water tank and other medical and surgical instruments. And hopefully by doing this, we're able to give the people of that community in Angola hope. We're able to share Christ's hope in one way that would really impact lots of lives. So, and while we speak about hope, now the fun part, we get to light the first Advent candle of hope. So, light one candle of hope, light one candle of hope. Christ brings light to all the world, he comes, he comes. Light one candle of hope, light one candle of hope. Christ brings light to all the world, he comes, he comes. Friends, isn't it awesome that we get to shine our light bright? We get to shine the light of hope as Christ calls us to do. And in doing so, I hope we also have hope in Christ. We also have hope that Christ will be coming again. And thanks for joining us. And I wish you and your family a wonderful Advent celebration. Thanks, guys, and God bless.